Welcome friends to the vid. In this vid, I'm going to talk about lingering symptoms and DPDR. And it could be that you're quite far along with your recovery and maybe you're actually feeling a lot better and a lot of the symptoms have gone. But for some reason, there's just some symptoms which just don't seem to go, or they don't seem to get any better. Or if they are, it's taking way too long than what you'd like them to. So why that's happening and what you can do about it. And if you are new to the channel, my name's Dan. I'm the creator of the Freedom course, which is the most comprehensive DPDR recovery course there is. And also I do one-on-one coaching to help people recover. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back. It happens to a lot of people, almost everyone, when they are going through recovery, that they can see some quite dramatic improvements right at the beginning and feel that they're getting their life back in control and that they're going on the right path and heading in the right direction quite quickly. But for some reason, it just takes time. It just takes too long for these sort of lingering symptoms to get rid of. So some examples could be, like this sort of lingering bit of brain fog, or this just lingering bit of light sort of spaced outness, or just lingering bit of, whatever the symptom is. And probably what you'll find is that the symptom that is lingering is the one that was the strongest to begin with. So, everybody has, and you probably have too, just that one or two symptoms that you always sort of talk about, and they always seem to be the most strongest, and you perhaps associate your DPDR and anxiety with those symptoms. They're the ones that are still there now. So why is this happening? Basically, it's because your nervous system is still cooling down. It's still resetting. And what's happening is because even though subconsciously, you're just sort of so used to being anxious and you're so used to having the symptoms that it does just take a little bit of extra time for these symptoms to go, because perhaps you are still thinking a little bit about them. You're still sort of worrying perhaps if they will go. Because you've got to realize that your nervous system, it does want to reach equilibrium. It does just want to get back to that balance where it has always been before this started. That sense of calmness, that sense of feeling anxious or worried but not actually having any of the symptoms, and also feeling happy and normal and just basically all the human emotions, but just without all the symptoms that come on top of them. That happens when your nervous system has fully reset. So that raises the question of, well, what do you do to reset your nervous system? And that is a good question. And the thing that you should do is to continue doing what you are doing that is working for you. So everything that you're doing which is helping you, which deep down inside is a good thing, that is helping you, keep doing that. And also you can build upon that. Think, what else can you add to what you're doing right now to really sort of push you over the edge, so to speak, and to get rid of these last few things. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is you can look at what unhelpful things are you still doing right now? Do you still find yourself ruminating about if you are going to get better or not? Do you still feel yourself sort of wishing and wanting to be back to normal again? You're still doing the things that you were doing when you were anxious. Are you still doing that? And once you've identified and recognized those, think about how can you improve that? How are you responding to those thoughts? What were you doing before to some of the things that were coming up in your mind? How were you responding to that to be able to get you to where you are now? And can you sort of copy and paste that onto some of the thoughts that you're having right now? So it's all about sort of getting rid of the stuff which isn't working for you and keeping going with the stuff that is working for you, and then building upon that. What else can you add? What else can you do? And I'm not just asking you just to sit there and just think, oh, recovery. It's more about sort of tweaking little things. So for example, if it's something like, people say like, oh, I know that I should go to the gym. And it's just one of those things of like, yeah, I'll go when I'm ready. I'll go when this, I'll go when that. Oh, next week I'll go. Yeah, in a month I'll go after this event. You're just forever just sort of pushing it off. And deep down inside, that you don't really want to go, but you're telling yourself that you do. And so there is this sort of bit of conflict here. Maybe you consider yourself a person which is truthful, and you sort of trust your gut, and you're not somebody who lives in denial. But saying that you're going to go to the gym and not ever going to it is not being true to your values and it is being in denial, you might as well just say, look, I'm not going to go to the gym and I'm just going to make that decision here and now, rather than keep tricking yourself. So it's sort of that cognitive dissonance in your mind, which could be the thing, which is, sort of keeping that sort of uneasy, like, oh, I wish I could go, I shouldn't go. Something's just not right. Something just doesn't feel right. That is what that's doing is if your nervous system was completely in balance again, then these type of thoughts wouldn't really matter. They'd just be like normal type of thoughts. But because you're a little bit sensitized still, this is the fuel which is keeping that going. Anxiety knows when you're in denial. Anxiety knows when perhaps you're not living with your actions. And the reason that it knows that is because it's part of you, and that shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. Anxiety is just a normal human emotion. If you're in denial about this stuff, you know that you're in denial, and so think of other areas in your life perhaps where this is happening. Take a good hard look at yourself. Be really totally brutally honest with yourself. Perhaps what are you kidding yourself about? What are you being lazy about? What are you sort of not living in line with your values about? And then not only are you going to become a much happier person because you are going to be living in line with your values, all of this stuff is going to help your nervous system to reset. I hope this video has been useful to you, and if you do want to recover from DPDR and anxiety, then you really need to look at the Freedom course. There really is nothing else out there like it. It's going to give you everything you need to be able to recover from this by yourself, but also with my expert guidance. The link for that is down in a pinned comment and in the description. So I hope to see you in there, and also I'll see you in the next video. Bye.